Welcome back to Man of Disc Golf. It's your coach, John O'Crawford. I'm going to show you today how to throw a backhand. So first of all, holding the disc, I like to think that there are many different grips. The main thing is that you are allowing that disc to stay in a straight line throughout the path. So the two main ones I'll talk about is that power grip. So all 4 fingers on the bottom, thumb on the top, basically using pressure to keep that disc straight. You can either have a finger here or a fan grip, whatever allows you to feel like you are keeping that disc nice and straight. All right, so the next part after we've held the disc, we want to learn how to set up for our target. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my eyes on the target and how I want that disc to fly through the air, pointing straight to where I want to go. So this is nice and flat, okay? This is called nose up, this is nose down. Once you feel comfortable with that, you're going to bring it back to your opposite shoulder, creating a box. This is the point where you're going to create your first step. We're now going to step forward to create the movement. So what we're going to do here is a 2-step. So starting with your feet together, you're going to step across your opposite foot, slightly out, and plant. So the feet alone is just going to look like we're planting and then transferring our weight onto that front foot. As we are transferring that weight onto our front foot, we are going to pull the disc away from us. So as we step, we straighten our arm in the opposite direction. So I really want you to get the idea of leg this way, arm that way. Boom. That's before we create any power, that movement's going to set us up. In understanding those things, however we get there, this point is before we start applying any power. Once we start applying power, the whole body needs to be involved to get the disc spinning, okay? It's going to take a while to get there, but I need you to understand that you need to move more than just your arm. Once we are in that step, we are going to try to rotate the whole entire body. Everything starts from the ground up. So as soon as we plant that foot, our foot's going to turn towards where we want to go. That's going to start the movement. Cool. Then we're going to imagine there's a bad guy behind us, and we're going to go back to that box and elbow someone in the head. Back to that box, elbow someone in the head. Once we have done that, all we're going to do is undo that straightening we just did and bring the rest of our body with us. So from here, step in the box, follow through. The number one common mistake that I see is that when we're going to throw, we are naturally inclined to want to look up and throw up into the air. So basically what that would look like is as you're about to step, this shoulder raises, your right shoulder, everything else drops, and we look up, okay? Basically all that's going to do is keep our weight on our back foot, and it's going to make the direction of our shoulders point up. That tells us that where our shoulders are is where the disc is going to go. So for a nice straight throw, we want our shoulders to be as straight as they can and following through. Just before you step, make sure that you're committing to going towards your front foot. If you stay on your back foot, you're going to look up and it's going to look like this. Might not allow you to throw as hard, but trust me, if you just focus on pivoting the shoulders forward, you'll get a nice straight shot. So another common mistake is that we think that how much we tense our arm is how far the disc is going to go. This is untrue. We want to create a nice whip motion with our arm. So what the mistake would look like is as I step, I'm tensed up and the disc comes into my body and it turns at the same pace as my body and it either goes out to the right and high or we throw it straight in the ground, okay? So what I want you to try do is really get used to seeing your disc behind you almost like you're shaking someone's hand before you pull through, okay? That allows us to draw a nice straight line rather than creating this circle that matches how our body spins. Make sure that you go and give this a try for yourself because the main thing is that you feel comfortable with however you're throwing the disc. So if you want to check out more videos like this, go to our website and hope you enjoy and get out there and throw some plastic.